How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Merrycrest Sessions. It is Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, show number 122. We're online with RussT tonight. Thanks for coming on the show, Russ. It's going to be fucking kick-ass.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Of course. I want to thank all those who are watching live as well as those who are watching retroactively. Thanks, as always, for supporting local music. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road, shall we?
Yeah, this first track is the title track off my new album. It is called After Image.
Darkness flees with the light, illuminate the day, restore my sight. When the noise and the dust settle, the top is off of the boiling kettle, I will still be standing no matter how the wind lashes. When the darkness flees with the light, illuminate the day, restore my sight.
Got to get my movies ready, you know. All right, this next one is called Read the Signs. And this one is off my 2024 album, Every New Day, which is out there on all the usual platforms, Apple Music and Spotify and all that good stuff. Here we go. Read the Signs.
can. The warnings, but I won't invite my fears. I'll try and always be present to enjoy what's right here. Never has my vision felt so clear. After time, I have learned how to trust, how to leave the past behind, and I found peace of mind. Now that I can read the signs, I have learned how to trust, how to leave the past behind, and I found peace of mind. Now that I can read the signs. After time, I have learned how to trust, how to leave the past behind, and I found peace of mind. Now that I can read the signs, I have learned how to trust, how to leave the past behind, and I found peace of mind. Now that I can read the signs.
All right, this next one is called Creations. It's from the new record After Image, and it goes out to artists everywhere and the creations they create. All right.
Remember what art is for, the pursuit to bring you more, the only way to satiate, through the mission to create, the only thing with meaning is a creation. Choose to spend your time, break away from the hive mind, look to yourself to find a way to what you can create today. The only thing with meaning is a creation. Remember what art is for, the pursuit to bring you more, the only way to satiate, fulfill the mission to create, the only thing in being is a creation. Your creation. Your heart's creation. The only thing with
Thank you, everybody out there clapping at home. Thank you so much. And thanks to Steve. I'm going to keep thanking Steve throughout, so just get used to that. All right. This one comes from, and if I'm talking about my records too much, Steve, just let me know. Somebody told me I didn't plug my stuff enough, so now I think I'm overdoing it. But this one is from my 2022 EP called The Mosaic, and it's called One and All.
Won't someone come show me how I can draw the things I need to myself from my own help? Someone come show me how I'm supposed to be positive in the midst of a world trending negative. Won't someone just tell the truth and admit the ship is sinking fast, but meant to last? Someone show empathy and see that we've all been tricked, one and all, great and small.
All right, this one is called Minefield. It's from the new record, and it's about overthinking things. And this guy here on the screen, this is what you look like when you overthink.
Just when you think everything's feeling right, your mind paints a picture that blocks out the light, looking way too deeply into what could be, instead of trusting that things are just as they should be.
right. Thank you. Thanks again, Steve. All right. So this next one is called Through the Veil of Night. If you were that lonely goth kid in the corner of the club feeling lonely, this one's out for you. Goes out to you, rather. Thank you. All right, this next one's called Mirror. Thanks for everybody's patience with me while I load up my movies. The movies didn't work on the last show I played, so I was real bummed, and I was like, am I going to play this show? And I was like, of course I'm going to play the show, so I did it anyway, but it was still a bummer. But anyway, this one's called Mirror. Shadows mute my point.
up a mirror, see what I can change. All the problems from outside are too big to arrange. Holding up a mirror, see what I can do. I can improve myself, I just can't change you. Outside noise inspires fear. Look inside and things become clear. Holding up a mirror, see what I can change. 'Cause all the problems from outside are too big to arrange. Holding up a mirror, see what I can do. I can improve myself, I just can't change you. Sage advice only goes so far. Only you really know who you are. On those backing tracks on that one, you can hear the aquarium at the end of that. I don't know if you can hear that, but I recorded some things in my old apartment, and there was an aquarium in the background going.
I definitely heard that. I thought that was honestly, I thought that was a better aesthetic choice anyway. That's only gonna like stuff like this.
Might have been better than the actual rhythm I recorded.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Either way, this is the Merrycrest sessions with RussT. Thanks for coming on, man. It sounds fucking fantastic so far, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, what's the origin story behind this project? How did this all get started? What led to this type of setup? And
well,
what's standing here?
So the joke I always tell people is it only took me 11 years to get a solo project together, like a live solo project, which is kind of true.
Only 11.
So, yeah.
Come on, man.
I know. Well, I've been putting out records for 11 years and playing with different bands, and people would tell me, when are you going to get the solo band together? And I was like, I don't want to be that guy who tells everybody what to play, and you're the tyrant in the band, like you're the Paul Westerberg or the whatever.
Man.
The one guy who, hey, you played that wrong. No, you do that. Not to pick on Paul Westerberg, but you get what I'm saying. So instead of putting together the Memphis supergroup for my solo band or something like that, I was fooling around one day in the room where I record and rehearse and do things, and I was like, hey, I'll try just playing along with some backing tracks and turn the vocals down and the guitar down, and it was like, well, shit, why didn't I think of this before? This is it. I could have been doing this, And it's you don't want to have. You want to have it be as much of a live and organic experience as possible. So that's what I'm trying to still shoot for, even with this. And then in terms of the movies, the films, and how I came to put that with it, I was just kind of fooling around on iMovie one day, and I had just finished a recording, and I was like, well, I'll just try to put some different clips and things together and try to conceptualize something and, make a little video for it.
Yeah.
And then I did it for another one, and then I had 5 or 6 songs that had videos, and then I was like, well, this is going to look stupid if I get out there and half the songs have videos and half of them are just this logo screen or something. So it's like, so then I went ahead and just did them for a set's worth of material, basically.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
Hell yeah.
So I've been doing it since then. So it only took me 11 years, that's all.
Damn straight. Hell yeah, hell yeah. So what type of influences do you look for when you're writing these tunes and making these videos? Any specific artists or bands coming to mind on that front?
Well, I don't look to or look for, but it comes, I think it's like I'm tapping into kind of a wellspring of sort of dream pop and shoegaze and post-punk and things I grew up with too, like The Cure and the Smiths and New Order and Depeche Mode and Sonic Youth and all those sorts of things, all rolled into one and come out like sounding nothing like any of those, hopefully, but maybe a little bit like some of them. But yeah, so just a mix of those kinds of, old post-punk, shoegaze, dream pop influences, and new ones too, newer bands in that sort of vein, I guess.
Absolutely. So we've got a link to
Merry vein.
Yes, indeed.
Oh god, that was bad. Sorry.
So we've got a link to your Facebook page as well as a link to the Venmo for those who are really enjoying and want to spend money. Where else can people find your music? Any website or links to plug?
I don't really have a website. I do most of my stuff. I had created a page for music and a page for my writing, and the traffic wasn't great to those things, and other people had told me they were having the same problem. So I've just started doing everything through my main account. But my latest album, After Image, and last year's album, Every New Day, they're available now on Spotify and Apple Music and, of course, Bandcamp. Bandcamp is the place to go because that gives more money back to the artists.
Damn straight.
Than the others. But it is on the big, corporate platforms too. So.
We noted. All right. So what do you have upcoming? Do you have any releases or other releases or shows coming up that you'd like to plug here?
I will be playing, the next thing I'm doing is the Cool Summer Market, which I believe is at Ghost River. I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's at Ghost River. That's Saturday, July 19th, and I'll be doing what you're seeing here. The same act you're seeing here, so you might as well not get, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it'll...
You want to be up close and personal for this one.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right. So I'll let you get back to it in just a second. Once again, this has been fantastic so far. Before I do, any other random plugs you'd like to make before we carry on with the tunes here?
I would just like to thank you again, Steve.
Well, thank you for thanking me, my friend. Of
I
course.
do want to thank you again. But I just want to say I think we have... I've been other places this summer and played some different things. I played in Nashville, played out of town, and I have to say I really think we in Memphis have a very unique and amazing scene, like with the bands and things that we have. And so, just shout out to all the great bands that we have.
Damn straight. Shout out to all the great bands as well as shout out to all the people out here who are supporting this. Once again, we are the Merrycrest Sessions. You can find us on every single form of social media. We're available on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and YouTube. That's where we'll be able to find the post-produced archive of this show available on Thursday morning. No elevator music intro to skip through, fully synced audio and video, the whole 9 yards. We are in the midst of a doubleheader, so we will be back again tomorrow with our returning artist, The Heavy Pour. And of course, we'll be back on our regular next week. When the Super Glock Brothers, we have an absolutely loaded July this month. I'm really stoked to reveal more of it. August is already starting to take shape. We're at 122 shows and counting. I want to thank all of those who have been watching and supporting throughout. Of course, if you really like what you're seeing here and you really want to offer some more support, be sure to check out our Patreon link, which is available in the description below. Every single donation helps us do additional non-Tuesday shows, as well as hopefully taking this rig mobile and streaming directly out of venues at one point. Regardless, I want to thank you all, as always, for supporting local music. Let's go ahead and get back to the tunes.
All right. So this next one is was a poem that got turned into a song. And I'll add this to the creation story of this project. I had been asked to do an event as a solo artist. So that was another thing that'll light your fire when somebody says, hey, I want you to do this thing. But the thing about it is everybody else, except for me, was an EDM artist. And so I was like, I want to come up with at least one thing that EDM people would like, but is still like me and what I like to do, because I'm not really EDM, but I don't know. So anyway, this one's called, that was probably way too long an introduction, but this one's called Sunrise, Sunset.
Colors of sunsets, brilliant, vibrant, warm. Views of experience to teach thee the Lord. Scattered by winds, tiny grains of sand. A movement through grief is now in your hands.
Sunrise to sunset, sunrise to sunset, sunrise to sunset, sunrise to sunset.
Colors of sunrise, brilliant, vibrant, warm. Reach out like tendrils, sprinkling light with the dawn, like drops of holy water. The promise of what's to come. Brighter, having learned the lesson of the sun.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise to sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise to sunset.
Well, this one goes out to Catherine. It's called Still Believe.
Put the cart before the horse. Venture far above my course of love. Put my eggs in one basket. Lay it down in my own casket. But I still believe that this fight's still left in me. And I still believe that this love's still left for me, despite all I've seen. Couldn't wait for good things to come. Burned bridges before I was done with love. Didn't save for rainy days. They were the only thing coming my way. I still believe that this fight's still left in me. And I still believe that this love's still left for me, despite all I've seen. fight still left in me, and I still believe that this love still left for me, despite all I've seen.
All right, well, sorry to dedicate so many songs to Catherine, but this is her favorite one, so I'm going to dedicate this one to her too. And thanks to all of you out there who are listening, and to all the future listeners. And y'all keep supporting Steve, because what he's doing is important.
The high love is sad, not emotional dread, not vain or ego-based. The high love I know will help me grow into a better me. We have got to get back to where me was weak. We've got to get to a place where we feel free. The high love helps me get out of my head into a better place. The high love I trust kicks off the dust that's settled on my brain. We have got to get back to where we was weak. We have got to get to a place where we feel free. My love is sad, not emotional dread, not vain or ego-based. My love I know will help me grow into a better me. We have got to get back to where we was weak. We have got to get to a place where we feel free.
All right, a few more for you. This one is called Last Night. It's kind of the feeling you have when you wake up from like really heavy existentialist dreams.
Last night I fell to my shadow, vast shapes of the deep. It tore a hole in my sleep, lying join the void. Say that we'd rather avoid. Last night I fell to my shadow, where shades of the past to sleep. I couldn't help but weep, like a lonely bird. Oh, the way we leave this earth, we're afraid to join the void. Say that we'd rather avoid.
All right, that one can also be found on the new record After Image, as can this one. This one's called Leaves. It's about getting over your old hang-ups. Sometimes I have to find the cursor on that. It's sort of like finding the little gnat flying around. That's how hard it is to find sometimes. All right, this one's called Leaves.
There's a feeling inside of me that's been growing out there, and I'm afraid that I'll be a change man by the end of the year. All the little things that used to hurt so much have drifted like ashes on the wind. All the little things that used to weigh you
All right. So this next one is called The Vanishing Sword. It's about the sword of Damocles. And then again, it's also not about the sword of Damocles. We'll let you chew on that one. This one's called The Vanishing Sword.
Over your head hangs the Damocles sword. Fending off hope's glimmer, shining with slashing lies. And it leaves you in a barren landscape, marred by doubt's mirage. It marches and grows with the nagging of ending thirst. Voices pronouncing judgment arise like hallucinations. They limit self-perception, blocking out the light. Then a voice from without speaks in dissent as the sword vanishes. Then the colors become vivid beyond the bounds of perspective. Closer to the essence of things as they really are.
All right, I got one more for you. So once again, I want to thank you, Steve. I want to thank everybody who's out there listening, both in the present and in the future, which feels weird to say, but it's cool. And again, I have a new record out, came out last month, called After Image. It's my 11th record, so it only took me 11 years to get a solo act together to play some of these tunes out. So in the future, I'm hoping to get some more of those older tunes from those older albums in the set as well. So again, the next time I'm playing is July 19th, which is the Ghost River Brewery, which is the Cool Summer Market. All right, this is called The Stars. Let me quit my yakking.
Stars are out of reach. Please, that's what they teach. Keep your mind steady. If your heart is heavy, the stars they shine so bright. Try to reach them with all my might. But tell me I'll never get there. But I'm tired of all the despair. Stars are perfect, it seems. He's the ones in our dreams. Real ones shining with him. In this we are okay. And the stars they shine so bright. Try to reach me with all my might. But tell me I'll never get there. But I'm tired of all that it's stars are out of reach. Despite what they teach, let your mind wander. Trust her out of wonder. The stars they shine so bright. Try to reach them with all your might. They'll tell you you'll never get there. Tired of all that is
All right. Thank you so much, everybody out there. Thanks to the Merrycrest Sessions and Steve and all of you out there.
Thank you very much for coming on the show and performing, mate. This was awesome.
Thanks. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. Once again, this has been the Merrycrest Sessions with RussT. Be sure to follow him on all our socials as well as follow us on all of ours. Once again, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and YouTube are where you can find us. And keep an eye out for when the post-produced archive of this show drops on Thursday morning. Like I said, we're in the middle of a doubleheader, so we'll see you tomorrow with the heavy pour, returning from the past. And of course, keep an eye out for next Tuesday as well, where we have the Super Glock Brothers and a whole mess of artists laid out for July, August, and beyond. Regardless, I want to thank you all as always for supporting local music. We'll see you next time.